Things have been somewhat different this year, with people working from home and not going out because of the lockdown. So many cars have not had the same sort of use that they would normally. Things like the battery can deteriorate when the car's sat on the driveway not being used. I'm just going to run through some of the checks that I'm doing on my cars to make sure they're safe for the winter. These are all free checks, it won't cost you anything to do them. Make sure you're looking at the 3 S's: screen, seen and stopping. So making sure the screen is clear and can be cleaned using the wipers and you've got plenty of washer fluid. Making sure your lights are working so that you can be seen, and making sure that your tyres have got plenty of tread so that they'll grip you to the road. First thing is to check the wiper blades. Make sure that the blade itself isn't cracked or perished, and if it's not clearing the screen properly then it's worth getting new ones and changing them. Check the rear wiper as well as the front ones. Go around and check all of the lights and make sure that the bulbs are all working correctly. Worst thing is finding over the winter months that you've got bulbs that are out. Quite often you'll see cars around that have got lights that are not working, and it can be quite frustrating if you're seeing a car ahead that hasn't got correct brake lights or rear lights. If you get somebody else to sit in the driver's seat, they'll be able to press the brake pedal so you can check that the brake lights come on correctly. You can also switch on the headlights and try out the indicators to make sure that all the bulbs are working for those as well. Check all of the tyres, make sure you've got a decent tread. Tread depth requirements for tyres are different in countries around the world. In the UK it's 1.6mm, and that just happens to be the edge of a 20p coin. So if we put the coin into the tyre tread and we can see the edge, then it means it's less than 1.6mm. If the edge is hidden, as here, it shows that the tyre depth, the tread depth, is more than 1.6mm and that it's legal. So it's a good way to be able to test it. You can see here that is hidden as it goes into the tread. As well as checking the depth on the tyres, also check the pressures and make sure that the pressure is set correctly front and rear. Normally these can be found on the petrol filler cap. Make sure you check the windscreen washer reservoir and fill that up with suitable concentrate. Screen wash, you can tell on the rear what concentration it should be. Normally depends on the temperature that your country goes down to, but the UK probably be using about, it says here, 35% screen wash to water, and then make sure that's topped up so that the reservoir is sufficiently full. Any other normal checks underneath the bonnet, make sure you check the oil and check the coolant level. One other thing to check as you go into the autumn and winter is any of the drain holes, to make sure that they're not getting filled up with leaves so that the water drains away properly and doesn't then overflow elsewhere, which could get in and damage electronics.